Hello and welcome to a video on completing the square to solve quadratic equations. So let's say we have 2x squared minus 8x, bit of dodgy x, 8x plus 3 equals 0. So first things first, we'll just work with this bit and we'll factor out the 2. So what we will have is 2 and then open that bracket up, minus 4x, and then remember we still have this 3, and that is equal to 0. So hopefully you remember from previous videos what we would do now is we'd open up a bigger bracket in this case, and we'll have x, and remember this here is the value of b. If we're working with x squared plus bx, we would halve that number, and then we would also subtract the square of that. So it'll look like this, so x minus 2, because we've halved it, and now we need to subtract the square of it. And then we still have this 3, so that's what we're left with here. Okay, the next step would be to open out one of those brackets. So we'll have 2x minus 2 again, that squared bracket there. And then 2 times minus 4 is minus 8, plus the 3 is equal to 0. Next step is to just simplify those numbers there, those constant terms. Squared minus 5 equals 0. And then what we can do is we can add 5 to both sides. So that will give us 2x minus 2 squared is equal to 5. Divide both sides by 2. So we have x minus 2 squared is equal to 5 over 2. Then, plenty of steps, isn't there? Then we will go square root. Take the square root of both sides. Now, on the right hand side here, you've got this square root of 5 over 2. Because 5 over 2 is a positive number, whenever it's a positive number, you could have negative and positive square roots. For example, 3 multiplied by 3 is equal to 9. So the square root of 9 is 3. But it could also be minus 3, because minus 3 multiplied by minus 3 is equal to 9 also. So the square root of 9 could be plus or minus 3. So in this case, x minus 2 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 5 over 2, which means that our solutions for x, because we're going to add 2 to both sides, so x could equal 2 plus square root 5 over 2, or x could equal 2 minus square root of 5 over 2. And we can do a check here. We could say 2 plus 5 over 2 squared minus 8. Just going to put these values for x in for our original quadratic equation here. Bear with me while I write this all out. So if you do that in the calculator, you'll see that it comes out to 0. And then the same thing here, but we're just changing those signs to a minus sign. 2 minus 8, 2 minus 5 over 2 plus 3, and that will equal to 0 also. So, a bit of a long-winded one. Just have to remember each step. You have to make sure that you start with this first bit, x squared plus bx. We've factored out the 2 in this case. We've taken 2 outside, and then we've divided the 8 as well. Then we still need to make sure we find that value for b, which is minus 4, divide it by 2. And then what we have to do here is minus 2 squared is equal to 4. And that's why we've got a minus sign, because if you remember from previous videos on completed square, we're subtracting that number. So we're left with 4. If it were to be minus 2 squared, that would give us minus 4. And in that case, it would be a plus, but that's what we don't want. We halve that value of b and we square it, but minus 2 needs to be in the brackets before we square it, and that's why we end up with a positive. and we are taking that away. I've rambled on a bit there. Do apologise. Hope you get the point. Please do like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.